Hey everybody, 404 Yeti here. It's really great to see you. So today we're going to go through another daily Bugforge challenge. And this one's actually kind of fun because it's something that we really haven't covered before, but I think it's really cool. So what we're going to go through is something called like a server-side request forgery. So what that means is we're going to try to trick the server to help us to land in a different endpoint that we normally wouldn't be able to find, or that we're not supposed to find actually. So we're going to kind of go through that. But today I'm going to actually take you through the full pen test process. So instead of like just guessing what the URL could be, I want to actually go through what we call like fuzzing or enumeration to find it. So let's get into it. So right away we're just going to go ahead and create an account. And so that's never very fun, kind of boring, but that's okay. All right, so we have an account made. So in this particular exercise, we see something different. We see a button that says view rankings for your leaderboard. All right, so we want to click on that. And obviously we don't have any rankings, but this is where we kind of will look. So let's look at Kaido really quick. And we can go back to our HTTP requests. And we see this interesting post request for API fetch. So in this case, this is where we see a lot of things. You know, we can see that the request was made to a URL, which actually is really interesting. It's to a local host, which is actually kind of bad. I don't know why they would do this. I would need to research it a little bit more, but definitely not good. So we can actually have access to this. But also you see here, we have usernames, points, cards, everything. So definitely not like a PII problem, but it's definitely still worrisome, especially if an attacker is looking to enumerate further and maybe find some passwords. But for us, we're not going to worry about that. We want to worry about this URL because this means that we're able to send an unintended HTTP request, like we talked about earlier. So what we'll do is we're going to go to automate, and we're actually going to go ahead and kind of do some fuzzing. So I know I particularly don't have to write this, but it's a good habit, especially if you're using something like FFUF to do your fuzzing process. But we want to go ahead and take this, and we're going to make fuzz as the endpoint. And then we're going to make a simple list. So in this case, we're going to go ahead and use a directory word list. So I'm using user, share, word list, and then dirbuster. I'm going to use small just because I tested it and I just don't want to go through the whole process. So we have our payload set up. So we're just going to go ahead and run this process. So the reason why I'm doing it this way is I want you guys to think about the attacker perspective or black box perspective. So a lot of times when attackers are entering like your network or trying to mess around your web app, they don't know every single endpoint that you have. So for them, their big goal is to say, hey, I'm going to enumerate everything, find everything that I can, and then make an important decision, right? So in this case, this is what someone will do so they can unintentionally find things that shouldn't be there, but is there, right? So actually, it's really interesting. So let's go ahead and stop this really quick. So, okay. So we see we had quite a few requests, about 454 to be exact. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to change the status code here, and we're going to look at 200. So right away we see health and admin. So here we can click right away, and okay, we already see our flag. This is great. So admin endpoint access. So that means we were able to enter the admin endpoint, even though we're not supposed to. And here's our flag. So it's really, really important when enumerating because you can find like a lot of interesting information, and it may not be always suitable or good thing to do, but it is what we got to do, right? So guys, so hopefully when you're kind of going through like a black box engagement, you can go through it like this and use like tools like Kaido or FFUF to enumerate those endpoints and then try to see if you can do different techniques like this to try to get some sort of critical or important vulnerability. So guys, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next video.